Hello, coffee lovers. My name is Russell Volts from Lake City Coffee. Today we're going to talk about the 5 biggest mistakes when brewing coffee. Mistake number 1. Why are you making coffee? A lot of people just simply can't, they don't even answer that question. They start making coffee and not really thinking about why. What's their purpose behind it? I find most people fall into one or two camps. Well, let's say 3 camps. Primarily, they want that caffeine jolt in the morning. They're not going to wake up, man. Don't even talk to me till I've had my coffee, right? There's those folks. Then you got people that are basically, they want to satisfy that sugar tooth of theirs and get a sugar high early in the morning. That's their reward for just getting up, right? And I think that's the majority of people. And the third is the people that really, really love the coffee. Now, let's face it, there are people that love bad coffee. And let me qualify. Everything I'm going to say after this, during this video, is drink what you like. If I say something that's the opposite of what you like, don't listen to me. Drink what you like. Now, if you're not happy with what you like, then this video is going to make a lot of sense to you, along with, we have 300 articles and probably 100 videos on our website, all to help you to get to the point where you are thoroughly making this a coffee experience for you. So, that's number 1. Why are you making coffee? Just figure that out, and then you can adjust the beans that you buy, how you brew it, how you drink it, etc., based on what you're trying to accomplish. I personally want that zen feeling of sitting back, kicking up my feet, and being totally relaxed into the moment and enjoying that cup of coffee. That's me. Okay, so a lot of our videos and what is heading in that direction. Mistake number 2. Buying bad beans. Now, I got to know, I've been buying and roasting professionally for over a decade. Over that period of time, there's a lot of bad beans out there. To begin with, there's 2 kinds of beans in the world, Robusta and Arabica. Now, for centuries, the only thing people ever drank was Arabica, and then about 100 years ago, they popped up, maybe it was 70 years ago, popped up with Robusta beans. Been around forever, obviously, since Noah and the Ark, etc. Nonetheless, Robusta beans they're dirt cheap, they're nasty, bitter, very strong, lots of caffeine to them. So you really don't want Robusta beans. Unfortunately, in the marketing world today, marketers will lie through their teeth to get you to buy their stuff. And what they'll say is, it's a blend, right? It's an Arabica blend. What that means is, it's mostly Robusta with a little bit of Arabica thrown in. Now, if you buy a bag of beans that says Arabica beans, that doesn't mean it's 100% Arabica. It means that some are Arabica and some might be something else. Now, if you find a bag that says 100% Arabica, you're guaranteed it's 100% Arabica, but it's not guaranteed that those beans are any good at all. Okay, now I have tasted hundreds of different kinds of Arabica beans that really suck. They're really bad. Let me get back to blends for a second. Blends, that's a marketing term that basically means we bought the cheapest damn beans that we could find and we blended them together. That's what a blend is. I'm a big fan of single source beans. That means all the beans came from not only the same country, but the same region in the country, and probably just a couple of farmers gathering together in a co-op. That's a single source, and I think it beats a blend 99 times out of 100. Now, something important in the wine world. I'm a wino, so I know that QPR, quality to price ratio, is hugely important. It's also true in coffee. I did an article, and you might want to look it up on our website with a video, and it was comparing Kona coffee with Costa Rican coffee. Now, we source 100% Costa Rican from the Traza region because I think it's the best QPR on the planet. What that means is you're getting the most bang for your buck. The Kona coffee was awesome. Believe me, it was great coffee. But so was my Costa Rican. What was better? And frankly, it was so close. It was apples and oranges, right? Different flavors, different everything, but the same quality. So again, QPR is huge. The Kona coffee ran $75 a pound. Our Costa Rican is 20. Lastly, so number 4 on the second mistake, buying bad beans, is buying burnt beans. Most of the industrial coffee companies, they buy the worst beans they can possibly get. I know they're paying somewhere between $1 and $2 a pound, and then turn around selling it for $8 to $20 a pound, generally speaking. So there's such low quality beans, they burn the snot out of the beans when they roast them, so you can't tell the difference. You can't tell that those beans suck because they've been burnt so badly. Now here's the problem with that. Coffee, the flavor of coffee, the antioxidants, the bioflavonoids, the caffeine, the aroma, everything comes from the oils inside those beans. And when you burn the beans, there's no oils left. Therefore, there's no flavor left. Heck, if you're going to eat burnt coffee beans, drink burnt coffee, you might as well save yourself some money, go down to the hardware store, find a bag of Kingsford charcoal and drink that. It's not going to taste much different than burnt beans from any one of the industrial coffee companies, starting with Charbucks, Kirkland, from Costco. It's all, you got Hills Brothers, which, by the way, relatives of my wife's. Any of the other large industrial companies, they just burn the daylights out of it. Lastly is, when was the roast date? When did they roast those beans? So as soon as beans are roasted, they start going stale. I mean, as soon as you roast them. So the trick is to roast them and get them in an airtight container, which, remember, in the old days, they had cans, right? And they used to put the beans in the cans and seal them up right away. So they kept the oxygen out of the beans, right? They don't do that anymore. They put them in bags with supposedly one-way valves, which don't work. They let the beans outgas for a couple of days. They're outgassing CO2, but it also lets oxygen in the bag. And oxygen is the enemy of freshness. You want fresh beans, you need an airtight sealed container, and you need oxygen absorbers inside to eat up all that oxygen. We're the only company I know of that does that. Okay, let's go on to mistake number 3. Conveniency or convenient brewing methods. I mean, every time I see a machine that'll make coffee in 30 seconds, I blow a top. It's just because it's the worst coffee in the world. What is it? Keurig, right? I see a Keurig. Went to a friend's house. He had a Keurig, and he said, "Oh, let me make you some coffee." And I'm like, "Oh man, don't do this to me." And he has my beans, right? He's one of my customers. So I grind some of my beans, put my beans in one of those reusable little K-cups, I think they're called. Put them in the Keurig. It was the worst coffee I ever drank. I mean, it was pretty bad. But nonetheless, so the third mistake is take a few minutes to make coffee. It doesn't take that long. I mean, if you have a coffee machine, shoot, you can put your beans in it, you can put your water in it, and put a timer on it, and have the thing go off automatically. The whole process, probably for a pot of coffee, takes you a minute. Big deal, right? So, and time-wise, I mean, here's an AeroPress. I can make some of the best coffee on the planet with this in less than 2 minutes. I can make a French press less than two minutes. It doesn't take that long. And the difference in the quality and the flavor is night and day. It's absolutely worth it, excuse me. Fourth biggest mistake people make is they're drinking coffee that's so bad they gotta cover it up with cream and sugar and chocolate and caramel and whipped cream and sprinkles and you name it, all to cover up because the coffee is so stinking bad. If you've got great coffee, you don't need to add anything. Now, every once in a while, I get a burr under my saddle and I want to put a little bit of cream in my coffee. A teaspoon in 16 ounces. A teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. That's it. That's all it takes. So don't add stuff to your coffee. Great coffee should be naturally sweet and super smooth. That's what you'll find. Fifth and final mistake people do is they drink their coffee way too hot. A lot of people, I used to do this. I'd drink it about 200 degrees. And it was so hot, I enjoyed the experience, but I couldn't taste the coffee. Most professional taste testers, like myself, we taste test at 140 degrees. So one reason I use the burnout mug. Okay? The burnout mug, I've got 2 of them here. Burnout mug has a special feature to it where you can put boiling water in this, and within a minute or two, when you drink it, it's 140 degrees. So what this has is a biowax in there that absorbs the heat and then slowly puts the heat back into the coffee so that it's a constant 140 degrees for a couple of hours. And if you want it hotter, like I do, I like about 150. I just pre-warm this with hot water out of the tap in the sink. So don't drink your coffee too hot. Now lastly, Lake City Coffee. That's my company, our company, my wife Alicia and I. We do 3 things for you. 1, we are meticulous about selecting the very best QPR coffee beans on the planet. And every single year, we taste test at least 2 dozen beans, and we always end up picking, by chance, from the Traza region of Costa Rica. Now, I know they're all from Traza region, but if you lay down 50 from all over the world, the one I pick would always be the Traza region, even if I didn't know where it came from, because it's that good. Secondly, what we do for you is fresh roasted. We roast and ship the same day. What that means is those beans are still warm. When I put them in your box, they get shipped out to you 24 to 72 hours to your front doorstep. They're super fresh, and they are in packages like this, right? So these are airtight packages with an oxygen absorber in it. That eats up the oxygen, and there's a Ziploc, so you can Ziploc it back close, keeping the oxygen out. Lastly, we teach people how to make awesome coffee. Not everybody knows how to do this. I didn't. I had to learn. I'm still learning. I know very little about espresso machines. One of these days, I'm going to buy one. I have friends that have them. I have friends that are also my customers, and they make my coffee in their espresso machines. It's pretty amazing. So I may do that someday. My soon-to-be son-in-law, he's a big fan of the mocha pot. I think it sucks, but maybe I'm wrong. He loves it. So I'm hoping he can teach me how to use a mocha pot and enjoy it. So all that being said, we're here for you. If you need us, let me know, and just shoot us an email. So have a great day.